Fortnite Remix is here, but everyone is confused about the storyline. How did we get here? What are we doing here? What will happen next? And today, surprisingly, I have the answers. And there's actually a lot more than you would expect. Well, sort of. Let's start with the live event. Me and everyone else thought this had no storyline. We saw the rappers and the music artists and we decided, man, this is all one big ad. But it in fact did have storyline. For instance, this is the scene before the live event happened. The event took place in restored reels, and sadly, to everyone's disappointment, it was just a concert. But the more important part is the rift beacon and the sprays that are on the screen. We could see the shark in the agency. These weren't just teasers, but these end up being a huge part of the story for this season. The rift beacon turns on and blasts the screen. Snoop Dogg and Ice Spice show up, and we see the trailer. This seems like one big ad, but things are about to get crazy. Remix comes along, and all of those things that were on the screen ends up coming to the game, but with a twist. All those rappers we saw during the live event came to the island. The first thing I did when loading into this season was explore the island for secret changes. Maybe any lore, anything. At first, I wasn't having very much luck, until I was. I was quickly led down a rabbit hole.
Hey, Valeria.
Before we continue, I just want you guys to know that I'm doing a V-Bucks giveaway at the end of this video, so stay tuned until then, and subscribe if you're enjoying so far. Let's get back into the epic Hope and Valeria storyline. Just besides Lazy Lake, there is a government base, but when walking near it, I saw this signal. This usually indicates a challenge or maybe something that you can collect, so I was intrigued. I assumed it was maybe one of those gnomes that give you XP, but no. In fact, it was a little tape. This tape, when played, is actually what we have been hoping for this whole year. Let me explain. In Chapter 5, Season 1, the beginning of 2024, we had the Society and the Underground, but the important characters were Hope, Jones, and Valeria. Valeria summoned Pandora's box and then disappeared. She was never seen again. Skip forward to current day, we still haven't seen Valeria, but we do see these tapes. And let me just play the first one for you. Stay tuned until the end because it actually starts getting crazier at the very last tape. There are a few around the island.
Hey, Valeria. Remember when I'd accuse you and your friends of trying to ruin the world and you'd roll your eyes? You'd say something like, quiet, the adults are talking, fun times. I'm not really sure what brought that to mind. Maybe it's you opening Pandora's box? With all of your connections, you probably know this already, but Pandora's box is a part of something bigger. I can't shake the sense that I'm a part of it too.
Finally, Valeria is mentioned, and it seems like she is getting important. These tape recordings are from Hope to Valeria, and this isn't the only one. It turns out there are multiple hidden across the island, and they all tell a story. In fact, they tell us the truth about Hope, something no one expected. Next, I found another one at another government base. And this one wasn't as important. She fills Valeria in on a few things, she reveals everyone's thoughts on her, how Peely actually enjoyed being kidnapped.
Apparently he really enjoyed being a hostage. He loves attention, so that tracks.
How Jones hates her, and then she continues to go and say that she wishes she would pick up the phone. These messages are about to take a huge turn though, but before we finish them, we have some questions. Like, are these messages being left behind by Valeria, or are they left here from Hope? Why would we have the receiving end of these messages on the Chapter 2 island, unless if Valeria was here previously and left them? Or maybe Hope left these for us to find? I don't even know, but for now, we need to look at the rest of these tapes. The last one is literally insane. At the lighthouse, there was another tape.
Okay, that time you definitely sent me to voicemail. I disbanded the Underground, but if you want the Underground to stay gone, you're going to have to invite them to the table. You've got a lot of rebuilding to do.
This one mentions how Hope disbanded the Underground, and how Valeria needs to start doing stuff. She can't just sit dormant anymore. Hope sets up a meeting, and she's expecting Valeria to show up. But the next one is where things get crazy.
Okay, this time I was really hoping you'd pick up. I don't really know who else I can talk to about this. So, turns out, my art can see the future. Well, no, wait. I can see the future, but it only shows up in my art. Yeah, I'm not explaining this well, am I? You know your whole fire thing? I can see the future through my paintings. So, kind of the same thing. I think I just had to say that. That's probably it. But I can't rule out another call.
Hope mentions that she has a secret, and she tells us that she has the ability to see the future. Or maybe predict the future, or maybe even calling the future into existence. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. But remember before the event, when the screen had these spray paints on it? Well, when it got hit with the beacon, these came to life. And these were Hope's paintings. All around the map, we can see Hope painting the next rappers that are coming. At the grotto, we see Eminem, which we know he will come to based off of the trailer. She's predicting these things. And now we have to wait to see what she will predict next. So keep an eye out for any weird spray paints you see across the map, and leave a comment down below if you've seen any weird ones or notice any later. Before we continue, subscribe if you're enjoying, and just so you know, at the end of this video I'm going to be announcing a V-Bucks giveaway, so for more information, stay tuned until the end of the video. Alright, let's get back to the video. On a different note, there are a lot of small storylines this season. One of my favorites is actually finally being answered over 4 years later, because in Chapter 2 Season 1 we had the 8-Ball skin. He had a style called Scratch, which if you didn't know, stands for the cue ball. In one of the Fortnite comics, 8-Ball says, "Thank the sacred triangle," which confused everyone. We thought maybe it was something to do with the loot, maybe it was something to do with the bigger storyline, but now in Remix we see the 10-ball skin and the 1-ball skin. And what formation do you start pool in? A triangle. The sacred triangle was referring to the 15 balls in the triangle. And we are slowly seeing more and more of them come to the game. This isn't a huge story, but very interesting that each of these characters have their own lore and their own characteristics. But we have just one more question. Where is Midas? Obviously, Midas was replaced with Snoop Dogg, and Sky was replaced with Ice Spice, and Brutus was replaced with Eminem. But where did they all go? Flashback to Chapter 5 Season 2, the last time we saw them all. They left on Midas's yacht, and we don't know where they left to. My guess was that they had all gone back to Chapter 2 early, but that ended up being wrong. Now we have to wait and see because they haven't told us where he is yet. We do have another live event coming up that'll take us into Chapter 6, and I'm hoping that this gives us some good storyline. It's supposed to be another concert, but hopefully in Chapter 6 there's some good storyline. I'm going to be doing a V-Bucks giveaway very soon on Thursday afternoon. Subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on it, and join the Discord so you can guarantee you don't miss out on it. Link in the description. Use code PBJ and subscribe, and watch the video on the screen if you want a full Chapter 5 storyline recap.